Yeah. Yes, but whereabouts? I don't mean which river, I mean which mortuary.
On duty, madam. Which one?
Fine.
Yes, I appreciate it's the same time of day, madam, but... Bob! Could you hang on, please, madam?
What's up?
For you.
We'll get someone along straight away.
So she spoke to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Wait,
What?
those sandwiches in here?
Who's cheese and chutney?
Oh, that's all right, then. Yeah, Sergeant Cryer speaking. Can I help you?
Sergeant Cryer, did you do anything about my complaint?
Oh, of course we did, Mrs. Robinson. Yes, we passed your message on. But I think it would be better if you spoke to the council directly.
I spoke to them twice already.
Anyone
Yes.
seen Nick?
No?
You haven't seen Nick, have you?
Watching Miami Vice. You going up to canteen?
No, I'm looking for Nick.
Well, as you're going upstairs, we'll put this on Galloway's desk.
I'm not going upstairs.
You are now, mate.
Yes, we will, Mrs. Robinson, when the time comes. Thank you. Have we ever prosecuted anyone on this ground under the smokeless zone act?
I don't know offhand. I have to look in the serious crimes book.
Cheers. Anything from me, Bob? No, not as far as I know.
You don't believe that fence, do you?
I don't know.
I mean, who has candlesticks in every room?
He said he was religious.
He's a believer, all right.
In what?
Receiving. And I'm not talking about the word of the Lord.
Boy,
Yeah?
you're in court in half an hour.
Don't panic, Mike. Sergeant Rochabout.
He left a note on the desk, sir.
Cheers. Got it all worked out, Jim?
No.
Won't see Sergeant Roach for a while.
Why, where's he gone?
Cat's Dock. You'll have to deal with this one, Carver, from the coroner's office.
But it's the mortuary.
Yeah?
Well, more of a job I would have thought for the uniform branch, sir.
Any suspicious death is down to us. Look, go down there. If it looks iffy, get hold of me straight away, all right?
Ever seen a body when it's come out the river, Jim?
No, why?
Take a plastic bag and a supply of tissues.
All I can tell you is this, Mr. Tyson. The police are interested in one of those boats and in the comings and goings of certain parties. Now, we would consider it very helpful indeed if you would let us use this office as an observation post.
Well, what's it all about?
I'm afraid I can't tell you that.
Is it serious?
Yes, of course it's serious, Mr. Tyson, or else I wouldn't be here.
Well, is there a law? Do I have to comply with your request?
No, you don't have to help us, Mr. Tyson. All I am saying is that it would make a very good vantage point and you would be assisting the police in their inquiries.
There's no fee?
No, Mr. Tyson, we don't charge you. You'd be assisting us.
I realise that. I mean, does the Metropolitan Police get charged if we offer this facility?
Say again?
Look, I'm not the one to talk to. You'll want the leaseholder. But I can tell you this, he's a tight bugger. You won't get this place for nothing.
Yes, sir.
I want to make a complaint.
What about, sir?
Me?
You, sir?
Yes.
Why, what have you done?
Nothing.
Well, I can't write down something about nothing, can I, sir?
I am not talking about nothing.
What are you talking about, sir?
I am talking about harassment. Bricks and lumps of concrete. They are piling rubbish against the front door. Our walls are painted with insults. My children are bullied. All the time there is this persecution.
Yeah, have you any idea who's behind all this, sir?
Not behind, in front of the door. Trafalgar Building, number 18 Barrel Road. I am making an official complaint.
Yeah, well, once it's down in here, it is official.
It is already in there.
Oh, is it, sir?
Yes, I complained many times. Sometime here, sometime to the council.
Right, sir. 18 Trafalgar Buildings, Barrel Road, yes? Your name, sir?
You write in there, that is all you do.
Your name, please, sir?
A policeman came once, about 2 weeks ago. He was there for 5 minutes. After he left, the situation became worse.
That was hardly expected. I must say, Detective Inspector Galloway, that was quite a performance.
In the circumstances, it was.
In the circumstances, I think you ought to count yourself fortunate the judge didn't send you down for contempt of court.
There was no contempt implied or intended. At least it's negligent.
Those account books are central to the prosecution. How on God's earth could you leave them behind?
How was I to know the judge would want to see all of them today?
But the defence is that he was an honest trader, with books, with ledgers, with accounts.
They're all fake.
Mr. Galloway, it's the judge who's in charge of this case, not you. If he wants all the books, he gets them.
Lucky he was on our side. You think so, do you?
We got an adjournment out of him. Any other judge would have thrown the whole thing out.
And the jury weren't impressed. Well, I think the police didn't produce them because they got something to hide. They'll see for themselves.
I dare say. But now they're suspicious. And you heard what the judge said.
About what?
About the incompetent way this case was being presented. What do you imagine they're all going to think in there when we produce other evidence? What trust do you think they're going to have in our witnesses?
Look, we'll have the ledgers back in an hour, then they will see for themselves.
All right?
You have made a simple trial of a long firm fraud into a major uphill struggle. And what was until 5 minutes ago an open and shut case is now one where the issue is very much in doubt. And when we continue, Detective Inspector, in 1 hour, 20 minutes, with, I trust, everything here that should be here, you'll see precisely what I mean.
A word. We've never been asked to produce all the exhibits, only a selection. Why this time?
Because he's that kind of judge.
Look, this is down to you. You should have asked us to produce all those ledgers at committal. Then we wouldn't be in this mess.
Detective Inspector
Look, I do my job properly. You do yours.
You were pushed and shoved when you went to open the front door, right?
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. And now you want a new one?
Yes.
A new front door?
Yes, new everything.
Well, yeah, doorknob hinges, that sort of thing.
Everything. Everything.
You change everything?
Yes.
You want to move?
Yes.
But that's nothing to do with us, sir. This is a police station.
But I am the victim of many-time racial harassment. I am being to the race relations officer, and he's telling me that if I am complaining to you many times, then you are making the recommendation.
Look, let me assure you of one thing, sir. We don't tell the council what to do. If you want to move, you complain directly to the council.
Receiving over.
Receiving over.
Nick, what are you doing?
I'm doing my shopping.
Where?
High Street.
Can you go up to Valence Road? There's a disturbance in the tobacconist on near the corner.
Going up in smoke, is it?
You better get there quick before they murder each other.
Okay, lads, that's enough. Leave it. Leave it, lads. That's enough. It's over now. Give me a hand, will you? Right, that's enough. I'll do you. Sarah, ask if I'm 878 receiving over.
Any messages?
On your desk. I thought you were still in court.
Don't. Everything all right for the oboe?
Not having a lot of luck, no.
Why?
Listen, couldn't we use another office?
No, it's got the best vantage point. Why haven't you fixed it up?
Well, for one thing, the lease isn't in Tyson's name.
Who?
Tyson, the guy who runs the place, the guy in the office.
What's that got to do with anything? We don't want to buy the place. We just want a couple of blokes in there.
Yeah, I know, but he's got to get permission from the landlord, so he says.
Look, we haven't got time to mess about with all that. You get hold of the landlord, you sort it out, all right?
All right, then out with it. What happened?
Got to go back.
Why?
Judge went balmy because we didn't have all the ledgers. Solicitor didn't ask for them all. Who do they try and blame?
So, what else is new?
Everything all right?
Yeah.
Having a bit of trouble with the case, I got?
Yes, you could say that. Doing about as well as you're doing with that fella Tyson.
You know, I don't know why they can't wrap some of this bacon in kitchen towel before they serve it.
What for?
Well, to soak off some of the grease, of course.
I thought you liked the grease, Reg.
Yeah, well, I usually do. This stuff's got a funny taste.
I thought you liked funny tastes.
No, I don't.
In fact, I thought you liked all tastes. I didn't think you discriminated against any food.
Oh, dear. You seen Viv?
Yes?
Oh, where is she?
Don't you know?
No, I don't.
You see, this is the trouble with the Federation job. You're missing out on all the juicy bits of gossip.
What juicy bits of gossip? Oh, June, hold on.
Need some petrol.
We got time for that?
Yeah, of course we have.
Come on, you're Italian, aren't you?
It's my parents that are Italian, not me. Anyway, what's that got to do with it?
Well, it's closer, isn't it, than Britain?
It's thousands of miles away.
Ah, yes, but it's a similar temperament, isn't it? Mediterranean, subcontinent.
Look, why don't you ask Patel to
No,
help
he's banged
you,
up in the card room. Please, help me out, girl. He's driving me round the bend.
All right. What you want, sir, is the housing department of the council.
All right?
I don't think he's measuring up, that's all.
Tries hard enough. Just doesn't always go in the right direction, that's all.
Take that mugger at Tower Hill. So? Well, have you seen what he's got pinned up on the office wall? Muggers don't work to a schedule. They're not creatures of habit. You know, 9 to 5, an hour off for lunch.
Writing a paper on this, are you?
They're opportunists. They see their chance and they take it. Smack.
You're just jealous.
Of what?
Jimmy Carver, CID apprentice.
Right! Watch it!
Oh, Christ! Look at that. Why'd you do that?
What are you? Looking to self-destruct?
Why did you slam your brakes on?
I stopped to avoid doing what you've just done, you idiot. Running into the back of a taxi cab.
I didn't just run in the back. You pulled out in front of me. You weren't looking behind you.
Oh, yes, I was, pal.
Bloody taxi drivers are all the same, aren't they?
You red-headed lunatic. You had my passenger on her knees. Why don't you watch where you're going, eh?
Look, you deliberately cut across me and braked.
Of course I deliberately braked. Do you think I pushed the pedals in there out of whimsy? Do you think I'm practicing the foxtrot?
You have me on my hands and knees, you fool!
Can't you see there's traffic?
Look.
I saw you in my mirror.
Look, you were
There's a road
negligent.
here,
I
not a
was
racetrack.
negligent.
You pulled out in front of me.
You were driving too fast, mate. Simple as that.
Nobody's asking you.
He's hold my stockings.
Oh, right, that's it. I'm taking your particulars, mate, and I've got witnesses.
Not me, that's
Witnesses? You call this lot witnesses? You're worse than a mafia, you lot.
Don't do anything silly.
Oh, why not? I mean, why not get a bit of pleasure out of life?
My sentiments entirely. Please.
Oh, nice one. Suppose you're gonna nick me now, are you?
If you like.
What for, scumbag?
Manners. Anything you like. You
Oh,
name
all right,
it,
you
you've got...
start with it.
No. Right, you are Nick now. Breach of the peace.
Bastard. No, come on, over here. Right,
Leave it up.
Right, now, if you don't want any trouble, push off.
I'm not toddling anywhere, mate. You are well out of order.
Fine, you'll be nicked. Obstruction. Right,
we're supposed
get
to...
going. I'll sort this lot
Yes,
out.
but...
You'll be late. Look, the ledgers are on the back seat. Go on.
Oi, your light on?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get me up the sessions.
Mike. Not him.
Well, you're not nicking him, are you?
That's not the point.
The point is, I'm going to be late.
Look, this is my son-in-law. He's in the upholstery business. You get in touch with me, he'll get in touch with me if you want me in court,
Oh, yeah,
all right?
all right, yeah,
If you want a couch or
Right,
a chair
now
and stuff,
then.
get in touch with me.
Come
Very
here.
good.
I'm having this cab taken down the Nick. And someone's going to go over it. And if there's anything wrong with it, you'll be off the road for a month, right?
Try it,
You will be
right?
forced to take the test again.
Yes,
Right,
and you,
yeah.
darling, yeah.
Yeah, take
right.
the never took
now,
in the first
let's
place,
pull
did
this
you?
across. Come on,
no,
in there.
you
pull
pull it across.
Yes, 24 hours, 3 shifts. Sorry? Yes, we're in for red cameras. All right, I'll hold on. Where have you been?
Thames Division. There's a man found in the river.
Suicide?
He'd had a severe bang on the side of his head.
Means nothing.
What do you mean?
Well, bodies get banged about in the water, up and down with the tide, caught up in obstacles. Sometimes they get walloped by a ship's propeller. Ah, Mr. Tyson. Yes, I'm still here. Because if we don't have a key, how are we going to lock up when the surveillance is over? Do you want us to walk out and leave the door open? Thank you, Mr. Tyson. I'd have had more cooperation from the Cray twins.
Ted, you ain't got a drink handy, have you?
Well, seeing what you've been through. But don't make a habit of it, all right? Just this once.
Look, Ted, if I have to go to the post-mortem, would you mind standing in for me?
No. You'll have to face it one day. Better sooner than later.
But this one was a real mess. Maybe he banged his head on a bridge support or something before he fell in.
Well, it's not suicide then, is it?
What do you mean?
You see, suicides invariably throw themselves off from the middle of the bridge clean into the water. Otherwise, they might hurt themselves or do themselves an injury. Never mind.
Take him through, will you? Yeah, you'll best get that hand seen to.
I just found it a bit messy, that's all. It's got a bit of a shock, you know.
Oh, back against us soon? What is it this time?
Sidetracked.
How's that?
How'd you get on down the mortuary?
Well, it's a bit dodgy. I think you should take a look, Governor.
Good lad. You have to take over, Ted. I'm still on call at court.
Well, if I'm going to go down the mortuary, when am I going to find the time to do this lot?
Ted, please, give me a break. You know what takes priority. You just have to find the time.
One of these days. They run out of peach pie.
Oh, is that why you took everything else?
No, I never had all that much for breakfast.
Could have fed Arsenal with what you had for breakfast.
Yeah, all right.
Reg, we think this is as good a time to approach you as any.
And you're the Federation man, so we've got to put it to you.
Put what to me?
The kindergarten facilities.
What kindergarten facilities?
Well, the ones we'd like you to set up here.
What are you two on about?
We want a creche, Reg. We're entitled to one under the new Police Act. Provisions for the use of.
A creche? What is that?
It's a place where you look after preschool children.
Preschool children?
The ones that are the offspring of women police constables. But you've got to keep them somewhere, Reg.
You're not telling me you're,
Pregnant?
Yeah. Are you?
The point is, Reg, whether one of us is or isn't, we have to take the issue up with you.
Yeah, but why me?
As I said to Jack last night, there is no point in us trying for a baby until I've checked with Reg.
Who's Jack?
Well, I took it to be E.J. Lyman because there was a letter in that name in the inside pocket of his jacket. So I went to the address. It's a small house owned by a family named Craddock. They lived there 12 years, but they never heard of E.J. Lyman.
Where's the letter?
Shall I get it?
Bring the rest of the gear in here. I thought I told you to look after him.
I thought Lyman was Frobisher. Who? There was a postcard as well as the letter in his inside pocket.
What, and you mean it was addressed to Frobisher?
Yeah. 193 Durlston Road.
Check it?
There's no such address.
The postcard's dated last January.
But how was this card delivered if 193 Durlston Road doesn't exist?
Well, maybe he was given it to take round and couldn't.
The stamp is cancelled.
And he couldn't send it back to New Zealand because there's no return address.
But then how did the victim get hold of it?
Well, maybe he was a postal worker.
Carver, please. This is complicated enough without you starting. And what's all this about? Auntie June and Uncle Alf, who are they?
No idea.
Are you two having me over here or what?
No.
Have you checked all the other houses in Durlston Road?
Yeah, it's just a short street. Frobisher, Lyman, the name doesn't mean a thing to anyone living there.
What about this? If he was registered at a job centre, they'll have all his details. Have you checked that out yet?
Well, not exactly.
Why not?
Because there's no name on it. Just the address of a gardening centre in Camden Town.
What more do you want? You go to the garden centre first, then the place that sent him, this job centre.
We checked the gardening centre on the phone, Gov. They've never had anyone down from the job centre.
What, never?
No.
You got a copy of a decent photograph of the victim?
Oh, yeah, it's not that he bears much resemblance to him when he was alive.
Right, you take the photo and this back down to the job centre, interview them all, see if anybody remembers him. Yep. Hang on, Carver. Right. Attacking the underpass at Tower Hill. On your way, give us that. Now, what else we got?
Well, there is a sort of suicide note.
When a man surrenders his daydreams, he signs his own death warrant. I wouldn't call that a suicide note, would you?
No, it's not, is it?
Doesn't even make sense, does it?
up there.
Why?
I've no idea.
There's no diversions in operation today, are there?
No.
Well, what's causing all the hold up then?
Maybe it's the other side of the river.
Well, let's see.
Nobody called a cab?
Why?
Because there's about 400 of them outside.
What the bloody hell's going on? Are they moving?
Well, yeah, but very slowly. It's like a massive traffic jam.
Don't see why we're getting taxis round here. We're on the road to nowhere.
Oh, you know what cab drivers are like. They're always getting lost. Are there any emergency road repairs today, Alec?
Not been informed of any.
No gas leaks, no water fountains?
No.
What's causing all this snarl up then?
I'm not sure the motor car's here to stay, so we're not building any roads.
It's a lot worse than usual, Sarge.
Yeah, what have you got?
What haven't I got? Started everywhere. Bank Street's jammed, the High Street's packed.
Yeah, you'll run out of adjectives before you run out of roads. What about your end?
Well, there's heavy built up as far as the bridge anyway.
Anything south of the river?
No.
Any accidents?
No.
It seemed to start around a one-way system.
Well, let's go and have a look. Oh, good God.
See what I mean?
Oh, look, he's coming out. Look, get up there and see what's happening at that end, all right? I'll try and stop him. Yeah, all right, all right. Yes, all right. Yes, very clever, very clever. Yes, good morning to you and all.
This is nice for you.
Isn't it nice? All right. Where do you think you're going? Where are you going to go? Yeah, but how are you going to get it? What? So back up.
Ollie.
Where's this lot going?
Nowhere.
Well, what's the hold-up?
There's no hold-up. Just heavy traffic. Not the investment in the roads, is there, love?
Come on, we never get traffic like this down here. What's going on?
We're on a protest.
Protest?
A drive-in.
Why?
One of your governors was well out of order.
Oh, really? Which one?
Detective Inspector Roy Galloway.
Oh.
Or Gawling Galloway, as he's known to some of my brethren.
Yeah, well, you'll have to move.
Oh, we can't. A couple of cabs are broken down in Mint Street.
Not yet. Not due to break down till 2:30.
Sergeant, they're on some sort of protest, something to do with Galloway.
Still the same thing. Still the attacks. Still the abuse on wife and children.
Where did the incident occur this time, sir?
At home. These things are happening always.
Yes, but was it last night? This morning? Somewhere in between,
All the
perhaps?
time, all the time.
Look, how can it happen all the time? It's just not possible.
I'll handle this. Now, sir, do you want to make a formal complaint?
Every day I come in to complain.
When did this attack occur?
Which attack?
The one you want to report.
I want to report all of them.
Right, then we'll be here all day.
And another thing that's wrong.
What?
His clothes. None of it fits, not really.
How do you mean?
Take his shoes, for example. They're at least 2 sizes too big. I'd say Lyman was an 8. These are 10s. I don't even see how they stayed on him in the water. And I reckon the trousers were stuffed into him.
Why?
Come and look. They're too long. Far too long.
Some of the gear's got labels on and some hasn't, that's right.
Right. And none of it matches. Rough, cheap material, no label, or the label's been taken out. They're labourers' trousers. Look, there's loops for a belt, but no belt. Fine. But the buttons for the braces are loose, and there's even one missing. So I'd say that whoever wore these trousers wore braces. Well, where are they?
This didn't come cheap.
No.
Does it fit?
As far as I can tell.
So you think he was killed, then they dressed him in this gear?
I think so.
What else doesn't match?
His shirt is far too small. And who'd wear a plaid with a Harris tweed?
Well, we don't all share your sense of fashion, Mike.
No. Poser. And his mother never told him about putting on clean underwear in case he got knocked over by a bus.
We'll be in touch.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Sir. Alec?
All right, Bob.
Cheers. What are you doing here?
Yeah. Did you ever deal with that Indian?
No, I've seen him from time to time. He pops in here every other day, doesn't he?
Yeah, what do we do? Recommend to the council that he's rehoused?
Well, I've had the home beat officers of all 3 shifts round there. It's rough. It's the area. It's the same for everybody else. Perhaps we should send Patel round there.
Yeah, some of these people complain just so they can get better accommodation.
Yeah.
Sarge!
What's going on? Hey, come on! Hey, come on! Come on! Hey, come on! Settle down! Come on!
Excuse me, I make a citizen's arrest. You let go of him, sir.
Please, you let go of his arm, please.
You know these little blighters. All right!
Thank you, sir.
Cup of sweet tea, please, love. Are you sure you're all right? You keep your eye on her. Now drink this. There's some sugar in it.
I don't take sugar.
Now, take it easy now. I'll be back in a jiffy. All right?
With one aerosol?
The bonnet in the wing.
And where is it?
Just around the corner.
Did you?
Who wants his sort around here?
All right.
Let him stick to his own part of the world.
How old are you?
This area was all right before his sort came and ruined it.
How old are you?
13.
I don't care if he's underage. I want him prosecuted.
Is this yours?
So what?
Let's keep this in proper perspective, shall we? Why don't you bring your motor car round to our car park, sir, and then we'll get this sorted out.
I want him prosecuted.
Yes, I think we can keep our eye on him, sir. Then we'll get it sorted out. Come on. Through you go. Get you a cup of tea while we're waiting.
Am I arrested?
No, you're being held pending further inquiries.
You seen Viv or June?
No, sorry.
Sarge, you seen Viv or June?
Try next door.
Oh, Viv, you got a few minutes to spare?
Yeah, sure.
There's a young lady being mugged. I think it needs a woman's touch.
The bonnet and a wing. No, not yet. He's bringing it around now. Well, if you want to take out a summons, Mr. Reed, that's up to you. But first, I suggest that you come around and have a look at your son's handiwork.
How you feeling?
All right.
Nasty cut you've got there, eh?
They'll never believe this at work.
He's knifed me, Sarge, deliberately.
I can't charge him with that.
Why not?
Look, lad, these two blacks, they're brothers-in-law, right? Now, listen. It seems they were fighting over the sister of one who's the wife of the other. Do you get me?
Yeah, so?
Well, the chap that's been attacked, he's made a statement. Now, bear in mind, he's the defendant, right? And he says, and the constable grabbed at his arm, and it was as he did this that he was cut.
You sliced me deliberately.
Look, if it was just a question of your word against his, there'd be no problem. But there are two of them, and one attacked the other.
They're lying.
I'm afraid you're going to have to live with this one, Nick. Look.
Don't bother, Sarge.
What's your first name, love?
Nolene.
Unusual. Never heard of it before.
Well, I was born on Christmas Eve.
Oh. So it's Nolene Morris?
Yeah.
Right. I'll ring your office. Come in.
Excuse me, love. Can you spare a minute?
Yeah.
Look, I think you and I ought to cooperate on this. I'll have a word with Sarge, all right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
What's happening?
Well, the oboe's all set to go. Friday night. Do we mind if we have to rearrange the desks ourselves?
Anything else?
Nothing.
What about Lyman?
Nothing there either.
And Mike's at call?
Yep.
I'm off to the area crime meeting.
Listen, Gov, about this Lyman, I mean, there is no point in trying to trace him. He's not our man.
How do you know?
I don't know how those little odd bits got into the inside pocket
Look,
of his jacket,
Ted,
but it's...
I just want you to get on with the job. Have you checked missing persons?
I've done that.
Work back along the river, check the pubs, talk to the landlord, see if anybody saw anything.
I've done that as well. I've been on the blower. They don't know any more than we do.
Well, look, just get out there again and dig about, all right? And you, stop wasting everybody's time down Tower Hill. Well, and don't argue, it just needs more effort.
What did I do wrong?
Don't worry about it, mate. He's beating his head against a brick wall and he wants us to join him.
What do you mean?
There is no way that we're going to get to the bottom of this Lyman murder.
Well, how do you know? We might get a break.
Because it's set up, it's rigged.
What?
It's a conspiracy, a plant.
A plant?
Listen, when you've had my kind of experience in this sort of game...
Are you saying some kind of training exercise?
Training exercise? No, it is not an exercise, except in wasting time. This is some government department or some foreign government or some MI something or other trying to get rid of an embarrassment. There is no way that we're going to find out this man's real identity. No way.
You beat up the bottle.
Don't you be so cheeky. Anyway, that was last night.
Sometimes I think the whole world's a bloody giant traffic jam.
Oh, you'd better get a move on, Taff. It's starting to overflow into here. Excuse me, sir. This is not a car park, you know.
Ah, right. Glad I caught you. Can we have a word?
I'm on my way to a meeting.
This taxi driving, is it worth it?
I think so.
It's very inconvenient, causing a lot of bad feeling. I wonder whether you're sure you wanted to follow it through. You might like to sleep on it, give it some consideration.
I have.
It's another 50-50 road accident, Roy. If it wasn't you, it'd be in the out tray.
Yeah, but why is he locked up?
He's not locked up, sir. I told you that.
He's in a cell, isn't he?
Yes, but it's not locked.
Can he walk out? Huh? Well, go on, answer that.
We're just holding him pending further inquiries, sir. He's not under arrest.
Bloody well hope not. He's probably scared out of his wits. Who's he supposed to have murdered? So why have you locked him up?
It's not locked up, Mr. Reader. See? Come on, lad, your dad's here. This way.
It's Wednesday. I was in the bath. What have you been up to?
Nothing.
Some other law have pulled me down here.
Are you Sergeant Penny?
Yes, sir.
Can't you spell? It's jobs, not gobs.
And wallpaper, Reg. A decent vinyl, you know, something washable. And roller blinds.
Roller blinds?
Well, curtains then. Would you prefer curtains?
No, I wouldn't prefer anything.
How much have we got in the kitty?
I'm not sure. Why?
Well, be nice to have the place carpeted.
Why?
Well, you know what toddlers are like, Reg. They're always falling over, grazing their little knees.
Yeah. You make me take up mugging.
You're welcome to try, Sarge.
Can I help you, sir?
Mr. Hollis, I'm looking.
Is he expecting you?
Oh, yes, he wants to look at these.
He does?
I hear you're being completely redecorated here, starting with your restroom. Vinyls, washable.
And you want to see Hollis?
Yes.
Reg Hollis?
That's the name I was given.
Who by?
Refurbishment of recreational areas section, Scotland Yard.
Can I, sir? Sarge.
There's a note here.
So you'd say it was part of a pattern, part of a campaign against you?
Certainly.
These two men, sir, had you seen either of them before?
I'm not exactly sure.
We believe they were the same men that continually threw objects at the flat.
Just exactly what is it you've come to report? The attack on Mr. Mukherjee or the incidents at your home?
The incident concerning my husband is more important, of course. But I would just like to ascertain whether you might consider arresting someone.
We are continuing with our inquiries, madam. Now, sir, the incident last night, can you describe exactly what happened?
After work, on my way home, two men came and they stopped me, started abusing me.
Exactly what did they say?
The usual thing.
These louts aren't very literate or inventive. They tend to repeat themselves. Filthy wog, black bastard, that sort of thing.
Thank you, madam.
I tried to move away. They stopped me.
How?
They blocked me. They prevented me.
And you couldn't step around them?
I tried. but they went everywhere I went.
Then what happened?
Then I pulled away. And one man grabbed me.
Where?
Here.
And?
They both followed me, and they grabbed me and they pushed me and shoved me.
Were you injured?
Bruised.
Would you say it was harassment rather than an assault?
What exactly do you mean by harassment?
The dictionary definition is worry, trouble.
To which dictionary are you referring?
The shorter Oxford, madam.
The shorter Oxford also gives us its definition, to attack repeatedly.
Does it, madam?
It seems to me that to physically attack someone, as my husband has just described, comes well within the meaning of the word assault. But while you're defining it, perhaps you would be kind enough to explain to me whether it comes under harassment or assault for the excrement of a dog to be pushed through our letterbox.
Stock exchange. I'm not for hire. Why aren't you for hire? He's just got out. I'm not for hire, mate, that's all.
This is a petition here. I've got over 1,000 signatures, and I'd like to make a formal complaint.
But you're sitting in your taxi. I'm sitting, I'm driving, but I ain't working. Well, you ought to be. I don't understand it. There are hundreds of taxis round here, and no one's for hire. I insist you take me to the stock exchange. Oi, out!
Here. What's the matter with your ears?
Would you mind getting out of my cab? I insist on my rights. This is a public vehicle.
Now, look. If you don't get out, I'm going to drag you out.
Officer?
All right, come on. Driver? Oh, come on, let's be sensible, eh?
Morning.
Not working?
Whose bright idea was this?
Have you had a word with him?
No, Kite has.
The unstoppable force meets the immovable object.
Yeah, which is which?
Roy's unstoppable.
It's the other way round.
Do you know, I've never seen taxi drivers so incensed. They're not a placid bunch at the best of times.
I don't care who's in the right. All I know is this place stinks of diesel.
This lot's got it up to something. All leads nowhere. What did the pathologist say?
Well, the one thing he did say for certain was that the man was dead.
Oh, come on.
No, nothing to add. He was hit once on the head with a very heavy, large object.
Well, with what? Any idea?
I should say that the implement has as much mystery as everything else in this case. It'll probably turn out to be the frozen leg of lamb.
What?
You remember the case where somebody bashed somebody else over the head with a frozen leg of lamb, and then when it thawed out, he had the murder weapon.
Yeah. This bus pass, it's got no photo, it's out of date. Why was he carrying it? And that's the suicide note, here. When a man surrenders his daydreams, he signs his own death warrant. I mean, what's all that about?
Would it help us if we knew?
It might. Let's go over it again. He probably went in the river, this side of Putney Bridge. He either jumped in or fell in accidentally, which seems unlikely, or he was dumped in. But nobody saw him. You checked the pubs along the river, didn't you?
Yep. Nothing. Besides, he had no alcohol in him.
What about his dental records?
Well, you know what the dentists are like.
Yeah, it'll take a couple of weeks.
Now, just listen. I checked with missing persons. Nobody's missed him. And look at these. Theatre ticket stubs. Not one, but 2 tickets. A fortnight ago. And he went to the Barbican a week before he died. Again, 2 tickets. Now, do you get the impression that this was from a lonely man?
We check how those tickets were paid for?
Cash. And what about the cigarettes?
Huh, it's a fag packet. Plenty of people smoke.
Yes, but not R.E.J. Lyman. According to the pathologist, he was a non-smoker.
If it was just a case of Shaw's word against the man's, I'd go for a prosecution without hesitation.
I think you've been unduly influenced because it's 2 men's word against 1 woman.
Well, of course I've been influenced. I've got to think how it's going to look to a jury.
The jury will be told it was a family fight. They'll know these men are lying.
Why?
Of course they will. It's obvious.
It's not obvious at all. And I'll tell you why. They both arrived together. I took a statement right away while he was bleeding.
That proves nothing.
Look, the man comes in here. He's just been badly cut. He sat there on the bench with a towel round his neck, covering a wound that was going to need 12 stitches. And he categorically said that Shaw went for his brother-in-law to get the knife away, and that's how Shaw got injured.
So you've already said...
Well, think about it. The man's just been badly injured. You'd expect he'd grab the opportunity to get his own back.
Come on, Sergeant. You know what these people are like.
I don't have enough to bring a charge.
You do.
Shaw should never have gone above my head anyway.
guilty!
It means you're accusing a constable of lying.
I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just following procedure. I'm telling you, we don't have enough
And
to...
I say we do.
We
You
don't!
Sergeant, I want to make it
No
quite...
jury will find him guilty in the face of a witness, himself a victim, who claims...
I demand you bring a prosecution.
You demand?
No one's going to knife one of my constables and get away with it.
I'm in charge of this office. I decide...
I'm in charge of the station, Sergeant. Or are you forgetting that?
Sure went above my head. I can go above yours.
All right, Jim, all right, I'll take him. I'll take him. You're going to get yourself cleaned up. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyone heard from Dashwood yet?
You two not talking?
He called in half an hour ago, sir. Got a result?
Guilty as charged, sir.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. Lock this one up, Tom. Jim Carver's prisoner.
Can't do anything without the arresting officer.
What's rattled your cage?
Oh, flying kite as usual. What have you been up to, Seaton?
Knocking Viv around at Tower Hill, and that's just for starters.
Couldn't keep out of trouble, could you? Might have known it'd be you. You're rubbish, do you know that? Good for nothing, good for absolutely nothing.
So you keep telling me you're every other bastard out there. Fit for the scrappy. That's it. I'm one of the first generation of obsolescent human beings.
You've had your chance, like everybody else.
What chance? I've had nothing, I've got nothing. And there's no way any of you people can scare me anymore. I'm unemployed, can't earn a living, and I've got nowhere to go. So what are you gonna do? Lock me up? I've been locked up. Me and thousands like me. We've got nowhere to go but down!
Look, Roy, why not call it an accident and have done with it?
Because?
What are you going to do? You're going to fight it all the way to the House of Lords?
I might.
Right. Right, so you're in the right. What difference does it make? All those taxi drivers are going to stick together when they get in front of the judge. They're all going to tell them the same story. Look, why don't you back off now before you make a mug of yourself?
You've been talking to Kite?
Why?
Got the same line of patter from him.
Oh, I must be run out of order then.
How do you mean?
Well, the only time I'm right is when Kite disapproves.
Well, you don't want to start thinking like that, Bob. You get paranoid, leads to obsessions.
That's good. Coming from a man who's got 400 cabs outside with their meters down.
Well?
What are we going to do? Blame it on the Tory government?
Oh, what can I get you, Gov? Scotch and soda? Double if you want to worm your way into my favour. Your favour? You don't see it, do you? See what?
He doesn't know what's bugging you. He really doesn't.
Always look after number one, don't you, Mike? What's that supposed to mean? Of all the cabs in the street, why did you have to pick one who was offering himself as a witness? How do you think it made me look?
What choice did I have? They were all offering themselves as witnesses. I mean, the cabs on the rank at Heathrow all offer themselves as witnesses.
That's probably true. But at least they know about loyalty. Pity you don't.
Sir? Sorry, Mr. Brownlow wants you. He says it's urgent.
Cheers. See you, Bob.
Yeah, all right, Roy.
Cheers. And don't put that taxi ride down on the expenses sheet.
Same again, Sarge.
Yeah, another bottle of light Elm.
It was his fault anyway.
You are a plonker, Mike, aren't you? You could have walked another 30 yards.
Oh, what was the point?
You want to watch it? Carver will make DI before you make DS.
That mugging result was pure luck.
No, it wasn't. No, he worked for it.
Sarge, can I have a word?
What is it?
It's, well, it's Federation matters.
What happened then?
Penny got me in his office. Told me never to go above his head again. You're in the right state.
Well, what are you going to do now, then, Cop?
Well, what can I do?
Well, he's quite going to leave it there, then what?
I don't know, I suppose so. I mean, getting sliced in broad daylight, it makes you wonder what it's all about, doesn't it?
Come in. Oh, Roy. Glad I caught you. This is Superintendent Wilkes, Special Branch.
Sir?
The E.J. Lyman inquiry. Drop it, Roy, will you?
Drop it, but we're in the middle of inquiry.
I'm not going to argue with you, Roy. Just leave it.
Look, sir, I don't understand.
It's down to us now, Inspector. Thanks. If you could let me have all the papers.
Thank you, Roy.
Thank you, sir.
Right, sir?
Well done down at Tower Hill.
Oh, cheers, Gov. Oh, Gov, look, I've had a thought about this E.J. Lyman case.
Don't bother. We're off the job.
What?
I'd stick with the mugging if I were you.
And then he lectured me on how improper it was to bring a baby into this world out of wedlock.
So he said, all right, Reg, we'll have the wedding in the Federation room.
I said, I'm not having a party in there, not with those disgusting coloured walls and filthy blinds.
And that's how we got the decorator into it.
Do you know, I think what really wound Reg up was when we said that it wouldn't be a complete waste of Federation funds because we could always hire the room out afterwards for private functions.